Hello people, Merry Christmas. It's getting towards the end of December 2012. I have to think about it there for a minute. Anyway, it's been kind of busy, kind of hectic. With the time off, I tried going mining, but the place that I go was way overflowed. I was kind of glad that I got to see it because it gave me some ideas of where some gold is being deposited. With that said, one of you guys that was watching one of the most recent episodes, and I think he was in another country other than the U.S., was saying that I was dumping gold out while I was panning, which he's correct. So good on you. Anyway, for noticing that for these kind of videos. Anyway, I saved all the material. And in doing that, while Joe and I were doing some work, we kind of came up with an idea for a recyclable washing system to kill panning. So we came up with something. Stick around, stay tuned, I'll show you. Alright, Joe and I actually made this thing too. I'll show you this a little later on maybe. It's for throwing rocks and stuff from the shovel, and then it keeps out stuff about the size of a quarter, so it'll hold more pay dirt rather than not. So that's coming later. Got some buckets stacked up, my panning tray into some water. Fine gold sluice with hog mat. Now this little thing, we were having trouble getting the water feed from the pump that we got. We got a little pump. It's a little half horsepower, 650 gallons per hour, I believe. When you put this in, it would spray water all over the place, man. So I took this little, it had fertilizer in it for your lawn. I glued this water bottle into it sideways, stuck some plastic in there and made a cut so it fills up without spraying and splashing everywhere, and then just cascades over. Runs down into the and then repeats itself without splashing water on the floor. Now I know I got some water down here because I had to suck start this thing, so anyway, I got a money cup out, and it doesn't really get deep enough, but, and I know this camera's not going to show it, but there's gold stuck in this hog mat from 2 teaspoons. Now I've got a container out here somewhere that I'll only put today's gold in that I get out of the stuff I have already panned, and show you how good this thing actually works. So I'll turn it on, give you a visual of how it goes, and then I'll start feeding it some material. Okay, so it's running. The little waterfall thing works. I actually got this idea looking at stuff on aquariums for fish. You know, little hole slit. Add these little rubber bucktooth things are to help push that in. Otherwise, it sprays it like clear out to here. But it's got really good flow. It's pretty shallow, which is kind of cool because it helps keep the gold from popping up too high, and it gets caught like all over the place in here. This is some of the material I saved in this here one, and I got one over there too. It's probably double that. But I don't see any reason to stall you out. I'll just put a little in there and see if I got the pitch right. I'll go like a little bit just to make sure. Now it washes it really quick. And on down it goes. I'm going to repeat this process. This light I got it in is really hard for me to see it. But I'll be able to tell if it's washing gold down. I just got to check, so I'll come back. I got the drop light out, and I can already see a piece. Yeah, it's showing up on film. It looks huge in there. You can, wow, I can actually see them better with the camera. I might start using this. But what I'm going to do is the thing I used to suck it out of the pan, I'm just going to suck it straight out of there and then shoot it into its own vial. But you can see it's already working. Wow, look at that corner, man. And that was out of that little bitty teaspoon. So, haha, sucker, I got what I caught, or I lost. So, blah, 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 dude. Alright, as you can see, my little bucket, my thing is almost empty. And I'm still catching gold. It's not a whole bunch. Let me try to adjust the light so we can find. There's a piece. You see it? I gotta get the light just right for it to show up. But there's some nice gold in there. It's a lot smaller than it's showing up on camera. This stuff's tiny, but it is in there. Now, I'm pretty sure if I use this instead of panning, I'd probably catch more of my gold than I would panning, but it's also going to blow some out. It's all over the place in this stuff. Wish I could get the light just right. It's the refraction off the water, man. But I'm going to let this stuff skim out and then pick up all the gold that's left behind. I didn't get a whole bunch, but I did get some out of this, so I'd really like to see what it does with rich gold dirt. We'll have to try it. So there's the final gold clean out. It's not much, but enough that I was like kind of bummed that, you know, I was going to throw that out, and I've probably thrown that out in my yard a bunch of times. But what you can see is a lot of them are super, super tiny. And this thing was able to catch it with this flow speed, so I'm really, really happy with the results. Not bad for a little impromptu homemade leaky thing. Time to squirt it in the dirty. And before I forget again, Joey and I made this. This is so I can throw rocks at the bucket and keep all of the rocks out of the bucket, thereby getting more material in. Before, with the rocks, I could get 3 scoops. Snap this baby on. You'll have to forgive me because I'm doing this one-handed. And it holds on tight to the bucket because it's kind of a weird shape. I'll even pick it up. See? But it comes off relatively easily. I'll try to do it one-handed. See? Ta-da! And then you can even cook your steak in it for a tire grill kind of thing. That's the new guy, new gig. Waiting to go use it. There you have it, people. Iron Fist mining and making a recycle plant out of stuff you already have. So, yeah.